shout out to Dr. Allen. You've done great things at the seminary. He gave us this sermon at FTC that like wrecked me, where he was just like, just be a disciplined person.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be a good pastor, like brush your teeth, like wake up early, like do the things that a disciplined person does. And I was just like, man, like not spiritualizing it, but just being a disciplined person, I think is so valuable. And so I was just convicted, just like, man, like I'm so undisciplined in so many ways. It's crazy.
I
so
think
that one really hit me.
I think the thing he said that punched us both in the jaw was to be on time for things.
Sure.
Because we both
also what
looked
he
at
said.
each other when he said that.
Cameron's over here like, yeah. Yeah, right.
It's astonishing that any service at Northeast has ever started on time.
We made
I don't know that they have.
make it work.
Well,
Oh.
we pushed the schedule back on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
I
kidding.
was like, yeah.
Steven actually beat me here today, which
I did.
was awesome.
Mhm.
I did. I was
Look
on
at
the
that.
highway when he texted, and he's like,
So you guys here
It's like,
yet?
oh, yeah.
And Preston was like, "Yes, I am on my way," as he's putting his shoes on at his house. Yeah.
So you hate resolutions. You don't have any.
So I get in trouble every year because, I get in trouble every year because like it's like New Year, so at work, like so I'm a pastor on staff at a church, and so like the lead pastor, whoever the lead pastor is, I've served for 4 different pastors. Every New Year, they're like, "All right, so what are your SMART goals for your personal life and for your ministry every year?" And I'm like, I don't know. And so I always figure out some way to like wordsmith. So this is my New Year's resolution. This is my New Year's resolution every single year. And unless the Lord drastically changes my heart, which he can do, and he might, it will probably be my New Year's resolution till the day I die. I want to be who I am, but like just a little bit better.
That's a good one.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I like it.
Yeah.
and because I think
All the corporate bros will be triggered because it's not actionable.
that's the thing, right? Well, so what I was going to say is I will usually like wordsmith that so that there are like some sort of like, so that it fits the SMART, like whatever. And then they're like, "Oh, you're basically just saying that you already got it figured out. You just want to keep doing it." It's like, well, like, no, not necessarily,
but like also,
like kind of
sometimes-
like there's nothing wrong with ordinary obedience and just looking for the way that God is moving around me. And I think sometimes this is where I'll get to preaching a little bit if I'm not careful. Like we get so like hyper focused on like this goal or that goal, or this like production or this efficiency or this thing. And then we completely miss how God's moving around us and the opportunities that he gives us.
Yep.
Because like, oh, here's this really, really cool thing that I said I was going to do and I got to go do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to be obedient. And so for me, that's going to mean being who I am and doing what I do, but better, and seeking ways for like the Lord to work through that and make me more like him.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know. That's like, it's like so unsatisfying because there's no like,
I'm here for it.
I can't do a cute little graphic on Instagram.
Your
and,
vision
like,
board.
Yeah. My 2025 mood board and inspo and whatever.
What about you, Preston?
Ditto. No, I'm kidding. I would
like,
say it's like,
okay.
honestly, like for me, it's for at least for the last several years, it's like a pretty good combination of those two answers where for the last couple of years, I've set like small achievable goals that like I know that I'm probably not going to like keep up with, at least tracking this thing throughout the year, but it's a thing that should be habit building, habit forming, and just ultimately, like to your point, just help me to be me, but a little bit better. And so like a couple of years ago, that was right in line with what you're talking about, where I basically just made myself a checklist for January, February, March, however long I felt like I was going to stick with a checklist.
So to the 4th of January.
Yeah, more or less. I put it in sheets the next year and I did better about that one.
Good few days, though.
Because check boxes. But with things like wake up and make the bed, sit down and study scripture for 30 minutes, set aside time for prayer, like pray with my children every night, stuff like that. And then just try to, and I'm very, very much like a gamification type person. Like if your app has digital badges, I'm going to own every stinking one of them. Like that's the type of person I am.
True.
So if I can find ways to like gamify my own objectives, I do a lot better at it.
And that's okay. Like that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. Recognize those things about yourself. That's one way to like get better at, achieving goals. But I would do like in my sheet, like a tally of like how many times or how many boxes did I check? Like, is that improving? Can I look like over the last 6 weeks and say like I've got more checks in week 6 than I did in week 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, just like ordinary achievable goals, things that make my everyday life a little more productive, a little better, a little more like drawn to Christ likeness.
It's good.
In that vein, because
Yeah,
that reminded me of that. This is a very, very, I've got a book recommendation for you. If you're looking for a book to read for the new year, kind of in line with some of these things that we're talking about, it's a short book. You can read it probably in like a week. If you, the audiobook is like 3 or 4 hours, maybe. It's a very, very small book. It's called Liturgy of the Ordinary by Tish Harrison Warren. So good. It's basically like looking for God in simple obedience and small moments throughout the day. And so it's not like this big, like how to be the most productive Christian who's ever lived or like things like that, like you might see, which like some of that's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, look, you're going to wake up at some point. So when you wake up, do that for the Lord. You're going to brush your teeth. Do it for the Lord. You're going to make your kid, the cover is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're going to make your kids lunch or breakfast. Like do that for the Lord. Like reclaim those moments. It's not about like reshaping your whole life to look like Franciscan monk. It's about capturing these ordinary moments, but just reorienting them.
I like it.
Like in a pursuit of holiness.
Great. Yeah.